Good morning, Standard 5 students. Today I will start non-metallic minerals chapter 7. Before we have discussed in previous class metallic minerals, so today we will discuss non-metallic minerals chapter 7 in this video. So please you just see this video very carefully and learn about all non-metallic minerals. Let us start chapter 7 non-metallic minerals. Now next, non-metallic minerals. What are non-metallic minerals? Non-metallic minerals are a special group of chemical elements which do not contain metals. Non-metallic minerals are, for example, sand, gravel, limestone, clay, potassium, phosphorus, petroleum and marble. So non-metallic minerals, as the name suggests, it does not contain any metal. It contains some non-metal. Examples you have seen that it is sand, gravel, limestone, clay, potassium, phosphorus, petroleum and marble. They can be used as fuels or as construction materials. Now next we will see about them. Non-metallic minerals, you can see in this picture some non-metallic examples are given: calcite, limestone, dolomite, talc, bauxite, quartz, marble, barite, fluorite, kaolin, wollastonite. These type of different types of non-metallic minerals are shown in this picture. Now next we will see about formation of non-metallic mineral, that is coal. Coal is formed when dead plant matter decays into peat and is converted into coal by the heat and pressure of deep burial over millions of years. As plants died, they got buried under the marshy areas and started to decay. With time, new vegetation grew on the surface and the process continued. So, how coal is formed? Coal is formed by the dead and decayed plant vegetation. They got buried under the marshy areas, that means watery areas that contains marshy places, and they got buried under the earth, and due to the heat and pressure millions of years after they change into coal. So let us see about the picture. In this you can see all the vegetation, green plants or trees are there, all vegetation. With time, under pressure and heat, they changes into peat. After that, peat changes into, due to again heat and pressure, it changes into lignite, and after that lignite it changes into coal. So this is the process of formation of coal in this picture, and after that new vegetation grows over it, and again they got buried, they die and they decay and they form coal after millions of years. Next, coal, you can see the picture of coal. Coal is look like this, coal picture. Now next we will see about coal mines in India. So what famous coal mines in India are Sohagpur in Madhya Pradesh, Dhanbad in Jharkhand, Raniganj in West Bengal, Neyveli, Tamil Nadu, Singareni, Telangana, and Dhanbad. About Dhanbad, it is known as the coal capital of India. That means the large amount of coal is extracted from the area, that is Dhanbad. It is known as coal capital of India. Now next, coal mines, you can see how the coal mines are there, where the laborers are collecting coal and they are depositing to other places, from where it is transported to various areas. Next you will see uses of coal. Mostly coal is used as a fuel for cooking. Some are using some uses coal as cooking fuel, for heating homes and buildings, for producing electricity in power plants. In thermal power station they burn coal to produce electricity. Steam engines also they burn to produce steam in steam engines. Blast furnaces in the steel industry, they use coal to heat the blast furnaces in steel industry. Now formation of petroleum. Petroleum is also an important non-metallic mineral. So we will discuss about petroleum also. It is known as a fossil fuel. Why it is known as fossil fuel? Because it is formed from the dead remains of animals. So it is known as fossil fuel. Petroleum is formed when large quantities of dead organisms, mostly zooplankton. What is zooplankton? Zooplankton means the animals, those who are living in the water, they are called zooplankton. and algae are buried underneath sedimentary rock and subjected to both intense heat and pressures. So when sedimentary rocks are collected layers by layers, some animals also got buried under these rocks and they are subjected to both intense heat and pressure. Petroleum has mostly been recovered by oil drilling. Natural petroleum springs are rare. So they are taken out from the underground by using oil drilling. By the drilling machines, they deep down under the earth, and from that they are taking out petroleum. Now let us see about some petroleum well. You can see wells, impervious rock is there, from that petroleum is taken out with the help of deep boring by using pipes, and downside you can see there is reservoir. From that reservoir oil is taken out under the ground. Now petroleum in India, where the petroleum are found in India, mostly it is obtained from many places. Some of these are Ankaleshwar in Gujarat, Digboi in Assam, Bombay High in Maharashtra. Next we will see petroleum well. You can see the petroleum well, how they are just making the plant from which they dig well deep inside the ground and take out petroleum, which is refined to get different products of petroleum. Now uses of petroleum. Petroleum is also very useful for us. Petroleum is used as a fuel in different forms such as petrol, diesel and compressed natural gas CNG. These fuels are used to run various modes of transport like a scooter, car, bus and aeroplane. It is also used to make lubricating oils, paints, inks, fertilizers and medicines. Dry cleaning of clothes is also done with petroleum. You know about dry cleaning? That means it is not dried with the water. That's why it is not cleaned with the water. That's why it is called dry cleaning. In that case, instead of water, petrol is used to clean the clothes. That's why it is called dry cleaning. Now next we will see about some gemstones. So we get some gemstones also. These are also non-metallic minerals. Some rocks are precious and used as gemstones. They are very precious and we use them as gemstones. Diamond, sapphire, ruby, emerald and topaz are minerals. These are found in the form of crystals. They are very shining and attractive crystals. When polished, they look very beautiful and are used as jewels. So we use them as jewels and we wear them. Now people wear them in the gold or platinum. So you can see here these different types of gemstones: garnet, amethyst, aquamarine, diamond, emerald, pearl, ruby, peridot, sapphire, opal, topaz and turquoise. So different types of gemstone you can see, they are very costly and valuable and they look very beautiful after polishing it. Now we should conserve the natural resources. So what is the use of conserving natural resources? Why we should conserve natural resources? You know that minerals are natural resources. It takes millions of years for minerals to be formed. If you do not use them wisely, this will be exhausted very soon. We must use these natural resources very carefully, because if once it is exhausted, it takes millions of years to be formed and we have to wait again to take that mineral millions of years. So if you will not use them wisely, then it will be exhausted. So we must use these minerals very carefully. Next it is reuse. How can we conserve minerals? So we can conserve minerals by these different methods: reuse or recycle. This is one of the best method. Things made of different metals, plastics, etc. can easily be recycled or reused. It makes a big difference to use recycled products. So we should use them again and again by recycling it and reusing it. It makes a big difference. The 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle all help to cut down on the amount of waste we throw away. They conserve natural resources. That means we should reduce the intake of minerals, natural resources. We should reuse them and we should recycle them, so that we should not throw it again and again, and we should use it again and again in different ways. So let us see about the next. Recycle, you can see this symbol, that is reuse, recycle and reduce. That symbol shows us how to conserve natural resources. Now next, uses of fuel. Coal, petrol and diesel carefully. We should use the fuel very carefully. We should not waste them. How much we need, that much we should use. If we keep our scooters, stoves and cars in good condition, then they will use less fuel. This helps to conserve fuel. So we should check our scooters or any type of vehicle time to time so that they do not waste the fuel. Use energy sources like the sun, wind and water. These resources cannot be exhausted. So all the natural resources like sun, wind and water, they are renewable resources. That means we can renew them again and again, and we can get them continuously from the nature, and it is pollution free also. So we should use these type of natural resources that cannot be exhausted, and it is continuously available in the nature, so that we can conserve our other natural resources. So we can see save fuel, save environment, save money. You can save your money also, you can save environment also, you can save fuel also by using all these renewable resources. So you can see how we can save the fuel and we can conserve natural resources. So thank you students. Now next topic we will discuss in the next class. Now this is the end of this topic. We will meet in the